Hey guys, I wanted to share this little technique that I have for removing these prices that they do with a special type of marker crayon. I don't know what it is that most thrift stores use, but this one is extremely big. Sometimes they do them on the spine of the book, and sometimes they do them on the inside, and I pray that they never do them on some of the pages, but I've seen that as well. On the pages a few times, not very much, thank goodness. Usually when they do it on the pages, they do it with pencil, and that can be pretty easily removed if it hasn't been pressed too hard. But I'm going to show you what I do to remove these, not only from books, but also from other things. It works to just use a dry cloth. This is just a dry napkin. It's always best to use your napkin first and just rub it out. I've tried doing it with wet, and then of course I switch it over to get a drier, or rather a cleaner part. I've also found that this works a lot better than getting anything wet. Now you'll see a little residual there sometimes on paper, but what I've found works for me is a white eraser. Now usually on the mechanical pencils there's a white eraser that works pretty well. Now you have to be careful that they're not old, and because sometimes even those, especially the traditional orange erasers, will leave a residue. But this is a Westcott eraser that I got at one of the supply places, one of the office supply stores. It's called Westcott. I think they have it at Target as well. But I keep these for my students, especially my math students here that do a lot of erasing. And I found that it really, really worked well to take off that residue. And I'm going to put the camera down for a minute and then I'll show it to you. Alright, so it's coming off. What I'm doing though is working in a circular motion, very, very gently. And you can see that it's coming up. Sometimes you'll even see redness on your eraser. Now I have already rubbed off most of it, so there's not too much coming up on the eraser. Then of course I'll dust it and do it again until it's perfectly clear. And then if there's still a little bit of residue, I will get an antibacterial wipe or just a tiny dab of hand sanitizer and quickly rub it on and off. And I know this is paper, but this is what I have done to my books that I'm trying to sell as brand new. And this book is brand new. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't want to have that big old marking on there. So I'm going to do that, and we'll come back and see how that works. Alright guys, as you can see, it quickly wiped clean. There is a little bit of wetness there, but I'm going to dry that off, and that should be perfectly fine. Once that dries off, there is a little bit of wetness that happened there. Hopefully it won't stain, but I'm going to leave it like that and see how that dries off. Alright guys, well, I finished cleaning it up, and it turned out fine. The little wetness part does not show at all. Everything dried up very nicely. Normally I would have probably used my heating tool also to dry that up, or a blow dryer, but I never really have seen that happen before. I don't know if it's the fact that I used a wet one, a really small piece of it as well. The antibacterial wet ones, I just used a little bit to wipe all that residue off that the eraser leaves, and so now it's nice and clean as a whistle, and it's ready to go. Yeah, I'll be sending it. And I sold this for, I think, about $25. This is called, and I will bring you another haul, guys. Really, some of these books, though, are selling before I even get to show them in the haul. So, anyway, this one is Helping the Non-Compliant Child. Family-based treatment for oppositional behavior. Definitely a good read there for psychology majors and parents.